Hello, welcome to the, um, welcome to the, um, sorry, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker HD Edition 3 Part, 7. My name is Matt Kelly, known as Kmart64, and today we are going to be playing, oh, shoot, just give me a minute, I forgot to plug it in a second. Alright, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Alright. So since we did finish up chapter 4 last Sunday, we should be at the final chapter, chapter 5. So yeah, we're supposed to be like trying to like find something to unlock um somewhere to unlock chapter 5. Yeah, so we're probably gonna need to Alright. I think we're supposed to like supposed to get stuffing.
The boss has infiltrated the area around the coastal supply facility and knocked out the soldier there. But we can't just leave him there to be found. I need you to get in there and capture the unconscious soldier using the Fulton recovery system. Do it quickly before he comes to.
Uh-oh. Oh, crud.
Here's a rundown of your mission. This one's perfect for a warm-up. Nice and easy. Don't let yourself get lazy, though. Stick to it and get the job done. Neutralize all the soldiers without killing them, and then use the Fulton recovery system.
What was that? I'm seeing things. What was that? I think I see someone. I'm seeing things. Enemies close by! Enemy sighted. Requesting backup.
Negative. We can't spare reinforcements. You'll have to make do with what you have.
There we go.
Head for the recovery zone. We'll pick you up there.
Recovery zone.
Mission complete. The folks back at Mother Base will be thrilled.
Alright.
Snake, we fitted Zeke with its own AI pod. We were having trouble adjusting the AI, but Dr. Strangelove was able to get it up and running.
Strangelove?
Why the surprise, Snake?
Whoa, we're an army without borders. We need a deterrent against foreign intervention. That's what Zeke is for. It may even prove necessary to...
I'm not against deterrence itself. The problem is when a nation comes to rely on it. All that does is force a burden on its people. The same people that constitute the nation itself. The existence of nations is detrimental to man.
Oh,
That's
wait
why
a minute.
one without a nation,
Is this gonna be locking the chapter
Power
5?
is required for you to distance yourself from nations. I will do whatever I can to assist with that.
Glad to hear it.
And I merely lent Huey a helping hand. I will not give Zeke an AI like hers.
I wouldn't expect you to.
Alright.
Huh. Looks like our reputation is spreading. We've got battle-hardened veterans from all kinds of places trying to join our army. But they insist on testing your skills to see if you're the real deal before they'll join. Let's put these arrogant upstarts in their place. Take them down using hand-to-hand strikes or CQC. If you can knock them all out within the time limit, they'll join us, becoming powerful allies. Don't disappoint them, boss. Show them what you got.
Reporting for duty. Come on, let's go! I give up.
Wait a minute. That guy looks like, the Sorrow. Let's see. Gamma looks like Sorrow. Oh, yikes, yikes. Oh, wow. All right. You know what? Let me listen to the last ones really quick.
Let's get this mission started. Complete the mission and proceed to the Fulton recovery point so we can get you back alive and well. Good luck out there.
Alright.
As you're probably aware, this is a Fulton recovery mission. Be careful you don't shoot and kill any prisoners by accident, and don't forget to take the recovery kit with you. I'd suggest arming yourself with a tranquilizer gun just to be safe, so you don't kill any prisoners. You know, Snake, you're right. As long as we're soldiers without borders, we're going to be a target. We need our own deterrent.
Yeah, we're going to be stepping into a lot of different conflicts as we roam the world, each one unique, and with its own set of geography, ideologies, and politics. If we're going to intervene in those kinds of situations, we need the threat of a Metal Gear.
Unless we want to end up like Che Guevara did in Bolivia.
Well said. Our army without borders doesn't have a land to call home. We're nomads, wanderers. What we need now is a sheepdog to guard our flock.
Right.
Maybe it's not the way the boss would have gone about it, but there are places in this world that need us, and soldiers that need MSF. And as long as we're needed, we'll keep on moving. Ours is a journey that never ends. We're the real Peace Walkers.
AI stands for artificial intelligence. It refers to a man-made machine possessing an intellect on par with that of a human being.
Is that even possible?
Possible. You've seen it with your own eyes. What the AI weapons are capable of. How Peace Walker carried out the boss's will in the end. No mere machine could ever choose to sacrifice itself like that.
I just can't see how a bunch of circuits and switches could have a will of its own.
It's called the ghost in the machine, Snake. And it exists.
What did you mean by the ghost in the machine?
Oh, that. It's a term coined by the philosopher Gilbert Ryle. You've heard of Descartes, yes?
I think, therefore I am.
That is the one. Descartes espoused the dualistic theory of mind and body. He believed that our thinking minds exist in a separate dimension from our bodies, which are governed by the laws of physics. But if that were true, then couldn't you say that a mechanical body, inhabited by a ghost mind, is a human being? Ryle criticized Descartes on those grounds, saying such a thing surely wouldn't be human.
Why'd you bring it up?
I wasn't thinking of Ryle in particular when I said it. I simply thought that if a person is composed of a machine and a ghost, perhaps the opposite is true as well. Perhaps, by placing a ghost inside a machine, we could, in effect, give birth to a new person.
And that was your idea for the boss AI?
The moment you ripped the memory board out, the mammal pod ceased to function. It should have been dead. And yet, Peace Walker righted itself, singing a song of peace. I couldn't help but feel that her soul had come to inhabit Peace Walker.
Let's say, hypothetically, there really was an intelligent machine. How would you prove it? What's the difference between a high-level computer and an AI?
It depends on what you choose to define as intelligence. For example, Snake, listen to my voice talking to you now. Suppose it were an AI.
Say what?
What if the living, breathing me sitting here drinking tea and talking to you were actually an AI, programmed to simulate my thoughts and my voice?
You're nuts.
No, I'm not. You couldn't prove I was a real human being, could you?
It'd be... No.
So if an AI is so advanced you can't tell it from the real thing, wouldn't you call that intelligence?
I'm not quite convinced.
But that's only one way to look at it. It's roughly how Dr. Turing explained artificial intelligence. The test I described is called the Turing test, in his honor.
Yeah, well, sounds like a bad joke to me. That singing monster of yours put me through hell. If I never meet one again, it'll be too soon.
Shame. And I was about to let an AI take my place in our conversation.
Don't even think about it.
Dr. Alan Turing is known as the father of computer science. It was he who formulated the basic theory of AI. During the war, he worked for GC and CS.
The government's cryptology school. The one that broke Enigma.
The very same. Without him, they might never have been able to decipher the Germans' code. But then, they arrested him.
Why? Weren't his some of the greatest contributions to winning the war?
Homosexuality was a crime in Britain back then, and he was gay. I know exactly how crushed he was. I feel it's my duty to further his AI research.
Like the imitation game, huh?
Huh. You know it then. The clue that inspired the Turing test came from a trifling little party game. You exchange written notes with another person behind a screen and try to guess their gender, whether they're a woman or a man, pretending to be a woman. It's surprisingly difficult to tell the difference. Man or woman, human or machine. What do the differences even mean? Dr. Turing was fascinated by the differences between men and women. Perhaps that's what led him to formulate his test.
Huh. Let's see. There's a couple more left.
What if you hadn't used use the boss as the model for the AI.
What do you mean?
If the end goal is MAD, it seems like there are more suitable models out there. A military chief of staff, or a nuclear technician, even the president.
Patriotism, leadership, good judgment. Each of those qualities is essential when deciding whether to launch a nuke. And she had them all.
Wouldn't the president, too?
It's not enough. She had the will for it.
Will?
Let me explain, Snake. Peace Walker is a standalone weapon. It has to decide on its own whether or not to launch a nuke. It can't turn to anyone else for advice. It can't do its job if it's not prepared to take sole responsibility for the fate of the world. I know of no other human being who could bear that burden.
That's it?
There were technical considerations, of course. To begin with, the female brain is a more appropriate model for an AI.
Oh, wait, the female brain? What do you mean by that, modeling your AI after the female brain?
Snake, what is the human mind capable of that a computer is not?
Being lazy?
Interesting response. And not incorrect. But the answer I was looking for was empathy.
Empathy?
The ability to feel for others, to be more precise. Love for a child. Pity for the weak. Grief for the dead. All of these are particularly well developed in the female brain.
That's stretching it a little.
On the contrary, it's perfectly reasonable. The male brain, on the other hand, may be well suited for systematic thinking, but it's less able to empathize. In that sense, it's closer to a computer. So if your objective is to make the AI think more like a human...
You need to teach it how to empathize like a woman.
The novel, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, deals with this very problem. In the book, an empathy test is used to distinguish between machines and human beings. As machines become more and more advanced, our society will gradually become more and more systematic. Our cities will teem with robot-like people, unable to feel for others. We cannot allow that to happen. Computers must learn to empathize. The same goes for humans, only more so.
Well, what about yourself? You make these claims, and yet I've never seen you empathize with a real person.
It's true. Until now, I was a prisoner of death. It was my intention to die upon the completion of Mammal's development. She was my one reason to live.
But you changed your mind.
I did. Because she taught me the dignity of living. My eyes are open now. I want to go on living and seeing real people.
Huh. I see.
Oh, so is that the reason why AI is created? Because of AI scientists wanted to make AI have knowledge as humans do? Is that correct?
Is it really necessary to make machines think like humans? I think empathy would get in the way of making the decision to retaliate.
I admit, human thought may not be fully compatible with level-headed decision-making. Then again, is there such a thing as non-human thought? The moment computers became so advanced that they could calculate faster than human beings, a new dream was born.
Dream?
If we can create a machine that can do advanced mathematics, why can't we create one that can think like a human? The 19th century author, Auguste Villiers-L'Isle-Adam, wrote a book called Tomorrow's Eve, in which the protagonist fashions an artificial woman to serve as his ideal lover. I believe the idea of creating an intelligent being with our own hands is one of mankind's oldest dreams.
So AI is a product of people's dreams, then?
Not only AI, civilization itself is the process by which mankind gives form to its dreams. But not all dreams are pleasant. Some have expressed fears about non-human intelligence.
Yeah, They want the benefits with none of the risks.
Some fear that intelligent robots might rise up and rebel against their human masters, as portrayed by the Czech writer Karel Čapek in his Rossum's Universal Robots, or in the 1970 film Colossus, The Forbin Project, where intelligent supercomputers in the US and the Soviet Union join forces and plot to subjugate humanity. Isaac Asimov offered a specific solution to these fears with his 3 laws of robotics, which demonstrated that while robot intelligence is different from that of humans, the two can coexist. In order to endow computers with intelligence, we must first have a thorough understanding of what intelligence is, and that is where the need for a practical and feasible expert system arises.
Huh. Actually, that kind of explains my, question. Okay, so I guess this one maybe, this might kind of explain about, her son's, name. Which, this actually is technically Huey's, or, no, sorry, Huey's, well, technically she is actually Huey's wife. So that makes, her Hal Emmerich's, mother. Since just the, end credits at chapter 4 mentioned, Huey, or, no, sorry, Huey, becoming father. That is why Hal Emmerich, was born. So I guess that's probably going to maybe explain some stuff about where they got that name from.
So what's an expert system?
The AI housed within Peace Walker began development as such a system. An expert system is a type of proxy program by which a computer makes decisions as an expert would. The program, Mycin, for example, is a system that decides which kind of antibiotics to prescribe. The system asks the patient a series of questions to narrow down the range of appropriate drugs.
So you program Peace Walker to prescribe live nuclear warheads instead of penicillin.
What I realized, however, was that a simple expert system wasn't up to the task.
You need more than expertise to launch a nuke.
Indeed, expertise is a necessary prerequisite, but insufficient on its own. Deciding to launch a retaliatory strike requires consideration of a wider range of factors. In such a scenario, the entire global situation becomes the criterion for making a decision.
Makes sense. You screw up the prescription and the whole world goes into anaphylactic shock.
A weak AI that only has a limited range of knowledge upon which to base its decisions won't cut it. Therefore, I had the AI study the boss's thought patterns, thus creating a true expert system. A strong AI.
You couldn't leave the world in the hands of something with anything less than absolute worldview.
I could have built a simple expert system in no time at all. Say, how would you like a system that decides which guns you should equip according to the mission's parameters?
I'll pass. I'm not going to leave my life up to somebody else's judgment. Especially not a machine.
With current technology, AI are inevitably enormous in size. But as circuit integration continues to advance, they will become even smaller. As small as human brains, and perhaps smaller than that. And in the meantime, robotics will continue to advance as well, to the point where we can create androids, robots that resemble humans. And then...
And then what?
Well, I don't need to spell it out for you, do I?
Don't tell me you're thinking of making an android imitation of the boss.
Surely the thought has crossed your mind as well, of one day being reunited with her?
Enough. I don't want any part of it.
I see. I didn't mean to offend you. In reality, AI is more likely to evolve in the opposite direction anyway.
The opposite direction? What does that mean?
More and more, AI are becoming systems that specialize in mass information processing, without human intelligence, thought, or emotion. A machine that has no individualism or sense of self, but rather behaves as a collective, exhibiting the qualities of a society.
Like a beehive?
Yes, it aggregates data collected by individuals and determines how the collective will act, just as honeybees travel between the hive and flowers. The key to achieving that will be networking AI together.
I don't know how to say this, but that kind of gives me the creeps.
But if your goal is to control society, it's the better model to use. It lets you filter data, disseminate only what you want disseminated. Of course, I myself have no interest in an AI without a shred of life to it.
Earlier, you called the mammal pod a butterfly. Not a pupa or a cocoon, but an imago.
Yes, the AI that came before the mammal pod were works in progress.
Works in progress.
They were enough to keep the frame running, but not enough to make decisions about nuclear retaliation. They weren't quite complete. They were pupae. Only when I added the boss's data did the AI take on its true form, becoming a butterfly and taking flight.
And that's why the nose art on Peace Walker was a butterfly.
I gave the mammal AI the code name BS Imago. BS is short for boss.
There's also another word for that. That's also they kind of talking about the future of AI, even though that there was actually kind of like a dangers on AI art as well, which artists are now afraid of right now. Alright, couple more left.
Huey called that gigantic unmanned chopper a chrysalis. Is that another one of your AI code names?
Yes, you're referring to the TJ Chrysalis 6000. There's also the GW Pupa 5000, the TR Cocoon 7000.
I get it. A hovercraft type and a treaded type. And those letters on the front. TJ, GW, or whatever. Those are initials?
Correct. The initials of the American presidents whose faces are carved into Mount Rushmore.
Then you're missing one.
I assigned that one to the reptile pod. AL Aurelia 8000.
Aurelia. Another word for chrysalis. A pupa just before it emerges.
All of the initials, except for BS, were of Coldman's choosing. I chose mine from the storied ranks of British royalty. MS, AV, EW.
What do those stand for?
You can't guess. Why, Mary Stuart, Alexandrina Victoria, and Elizabeth Windsor.
All queens. Of course.
Alright, here we go. 2001 Space Odyssey.
Are you familiar with the film 2001 A Space Odyssey?
I've heard of it, but...
Of course not. I didn't expect you to be cultured enough to appreciate such things.
Yeah, thanks. Anyway...
2001 features an AI called HAL, a highly advanced system that controls an exploration spacecraft. It can converse with people, and even play chess.
Huh. Now where have I heard that before?
The way HAL was portrayed was truly superb.
How so?
HAL is given secret orders that not even the ship's captain knows about. Naturally, he's not allowed to divulge them to the crew. The stress of it causes HAL to crack.
Crack?
Go crazy. Though there are those who interpret it differently. One by one, HAL kills off the crew until the captain finally shuts it down. The film offers amazing insights into AI, their growth, their utility, their faults, and their fear of death.
Well, you must have found it useful in your research then.
Must you always be so utilitarian? It doesn't matter whether or not it's useful. What matters is that it inspired me.
Then it was useful.
Never mind. The portrayal of Hal wasn't the only wonderful thing about the film. It was full of hints about the future of human evolution. Truly, a film for the ages.
Strangelove, when did you and the boss first meet?
Did she ever tell you about what she saw in space?
Yeah.
I saw the same thing along with her. The Soviets beat America into space with Sputnik, and so America rushed to be first in manned spaceflight. NASA used her as their top secret guinea pig, launching her deep into the cold blackness of space. I took part in the project as a scientist.
You were there with her?
Yes. For a brief time. We were one and the same, she and I. We sought each other out, completed each other. Did you know that inside every woman there's a universe? And that we are able to sense this in each other? We connected because of our empathetic female brains. As time went on, I began to have doubts about offering such a noble soul as sacrifice. Why did she have to... The flight test was a narrow success, and she miraculously made it back alive. But her mind and body were horribly mangled, and there was nothing I could do for her. We were no longer one and the same. She went away, and I, having nothing else to live for, immersed myself in AI research, hoping that no one would ever have to make her sacrifice again.
I never knew.
It's not really worth knowing. We were ships passing in the night, that's all. Perhaps someday I'll tell you the long version, if you're interested.
Huh. So, wait, so the boss actually was becoming one of the first astronauts in, Metal Gear. Interesting. Alright.
That was quite a warm welcome you gave me at the base in Costa Rica.
Sorry about that. But I simply had to know.
The boss's final act.
Yes, by inputting her thoughts and actions into the AI, I was imbuing it with her mind. The only thing I couldn't understand was her final act.
Operation Snake Eater.
Official history says she betrayed her homeland and defected to the enemy and was killed by you. But it didn't make sense. The boss would be the last person on Earth to betray her country. It was logically inconsistent.
It was, wasn't it?
That internal inconsistency prevented the AI from activating properly. Just as Hal malfunctioned in the film, I understood the reasoning, but I had to have proof. Proof of her final act, her true intentions, one way or another.
So you tried to squeeze it out of me, huh?
As a matter of fact, I did. Your silence was the very answer I was looking for.
Huh. So the AI boss is kind of similar to Hal from 2001 Space Odyssey. Interesting. I might need to look at that film up. I think I might have saw it, but might need to maybe rewatch it just in case.
That white horse the boss rode.
The Andalusian, yes.
How'd it get to Costa Rica?
I went looking for it. It was her final witness. Even if it couldn't speak, I found it and brought it here.
Where? I thought for sure it'd be blown to ashes by those MiGs.
I searched the ends of the earth for that horse, and found it at last in a horse market in Britain.
Britain? Are you saying it came all the way over the Ural Mountains, through Europe, and across the English Channel?
Who knows, really? Perhaps someone took it there.
Wait, the thought never occurred to you that it might be a different Andalusian that only looks the same?
I can't prove it. Or rather, I couldn't.
What do you mean?
You should know best of all, that horse wouldn't let anyone ride it. And believe me, I nearly killed myself trying. The only one it allowed on its back was you. That was the proof. Though I hate to admit it.
And to think, I ran it to its death.
But in that last run, it regained the glory of its youth, using the last of its strength to pursue its former master. Any horse would wish for such a fine end.
Yep, rest in peace for that horse, even though it kind of was very injured. Let's see. Hello, Dr. F5 Cow DM, welcome back. Even to you too. Hey, let's see. Boss and peace. So, is this gonna be like, maybe related to peace, like pause, for example? Let's check.
What do you make of Peace Walker's final act?
I recreated her thought patterns exactly. It was exactly what she would have done. The world's most empathetic mind weighed the past, the future, and the entire world, and decided not to retaliate. Merely knowing that is enough for me.
So, what you're saying is, we don't need deterrence to have peace?
I didn't say that. What's important is that we wish for peace. MSF needs a way to protect itself from the might of nations. Survival requires pragmatic thought and action. But you must still retain your ideals. If the gap between reality and those ideals ever leads you to lose them, I doubt MSF will survive.
Strangelove. Is that a code name?
No, just a nickname. Don't tell me you don't recognize it. From Kubrick's Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. It's a film that came out in 1964. A dark comedy about the absurdity of nuclear deterrence.
You were in a movie?
No, stupid. I got my nickname because of that movie.
Why? Because you look like the doctor in the movie?
No, that Dr. Strangelove was a man.
So?
Back when I was at ARPA, I kept a photo of the boss on my desk. I was totally engrossed in my research and showed no interest in the opposite sex. Plus, I had a photo of a woman on my desk. The fools around me turned it into a cruel taunt, calling me Strangelove. Even for a bunch of shut-ins who never went out to the cinema, that title seemed to ring true with them. Anyhow, in their eyes, homosexuality was something strange. They were incapable of seeing things outside the lens of their own standards. Being strange means you have your own unique point of view. I rather considered it an honor.
Wow. Even though Hal Emmerich is like a scientist and actually be a, I think it'd be a scientist and an engineer, and also a taku who loves anime. So I guess Doctor Strangelove and Huey are kind of like movie lovers and scientists as well. it's kind of like similar to like their son. All right. Also kind of also no, kind of just want kind of know the about know the real reason why the origin of Doctor Strangelove comes. It's come from a movie, I guess. I try to kind of think about it. Is there a real film that's actually had Strangelove in it? I might need to check. You got the did mention about 2001 Space Odyssey. Maybe I can check and see if there's a movie that had Strangelove in it.
So, you were with ARPA before you came here, huh?
Yes, back then it was really the only place I could make a living from my AI research.
And before that?
I started out at NASA. That's where I met her.
When Boss went into space?
Yes. It was that incident that turned me away from aerospace engineering. Space is entirely too hazardous a place for human beings. That was why I felt an immediate need to develop AI. As it turned out, rockets later became much safer, and mankind reached the surface of the moon. In any event, it was a hollow Cold War victory. When you get down to it, a nuclear missile is just a rocket with a nuclear warhead strapped to it. Thus, taking the initiative in the space race was tantamount to a military show of force.
But the budgetary strain was too big for Washington or Moscow to handle.
Yes, and then there was the Cuban Missile Crisis and the Vietnam War, and then came détente. Having leapt ahead of the Soviet Union with its moon landing, America shut down the Apollo program in '72. It was around then that ARPA was downsized and renamed DARPA, the D standing for Defense. With few prospects for continuing my AI research, Coldman's invitation was a godsend. It was also a chance to have them collect data on her.
The end result being this mess.
But we did learn something valuable from her. The nobility of peace.
Alright, so I did look up in Google, so there is actually a film called Doctor Strangelove. Yeah, so that was like a 1964 political political satire black comedy film. And also, it did say it's loosely based on the thriller novel of Red Alert from the 1958. So let's see. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so that Red Alert novel does have like nuclear bombs involved. That's kind of interesting. So let's see. It did say Dr. Strangelove parodies Cold War fears from the nuclear war between United States and Soviet Union. Huh. That's kind of interesting. Oh, and also that movie actually kind of has James Earl Jones in it as First Lieutenant Wilford Zog, the B-52 Bomber. Oh wait, that's right. This also says it's his first film debuted. Oh. That's kind of interesting. Well, rest in peace for James Earl Jones, who did voice of Darth Vader and Mufasa. Sadly. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, so, let's see. 1964, that is actually James Earl Jones' film debut. That's kind of interesting. Also, plus that plus the Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker actually takes place in 1974. Yeah, so that was technically like had to be like predate Star Wars A New Hope, but since that was actually made in 19 since that film was actually released in 1977. Okay. Alright, let's see. Roll in the motor base.
Why'd you agree to come here? To Mother Base?
You intrigued me.
Me? Hold on. You're not planning on modeling your next AI after me?
Not a bad idea, but I have no intention of ever again attempting to transplant human thought into machines.
Oh, that's a relief.
You are the man who inherited the boss's will. You're gathering people around you, even now, shaping them, building a new organization. I'd like to see how it turns out.
You're not planning to go back to AI research?
I never said such a thing. Of course, my work will continue.
Here?
In my eyes, the growth of MSF as an organization is analogous to the development of the nervous system. The way you become intertwined, stimulate each other, branch out in new directions. It's really quite inspirational.
Interesting way to put it.
Of course, I intend to repay you for your hospitality. The fruits of my research will be at your disposal. Why not assign me to the R&D team? I promise you won't be disappointed.
Huh. Didn't we already put her in the R&D team already? Alright. There's a couple more left. And we're almost done with these files.
You know, that ID card I got from Huey wouldn't let me into the lab.
Of course not. I deactivated it.
Why?
As though I'd let him into my lab.
Oh, you don't seem to care for him much, even though you two are in the same field.
Oh, please. For starters, I can't stand that wishy-washy attitude of his. If he's got something to say to me, he should be a man and come say it in person, not write some furtive letter.
But if his card doesn't work, how's he supposed to...
And another thing, the way he always demeans himself. Every other sentence begins with, I could be wrong, but... Why can't he just do what he does and be confident about it?
Well, there was the thing about his dissertation being plagiarized.
The real problem is he doesn't have a whit of independence in him. In Costa Rica, and even back at NASA, he was always following people around, asking if there was some way he could help. Why doesn't he stop his whining, take a stand, and face up to me?
I think I know how he feels.
And to top it all off, he seems to enjoy referring to himself by that nickname I gave him. I simply don't get it. How can he be so submissive?
So, Huey was a nickname you gave him.
That's right. I took it from the name of a drone in the science fiction film Silent Running.
Drone?
It's a type of worker robot. The way he follows people, just waiting for them to boss him around, is so similar. I couldn't help myself. Oh, it's an American film directed by Douglas Trumbull, the man who did the special effects for 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Imagine that. A scientist who likes science fiction.
And that's not all.
There's more.
He's a man.
Hang on. I seem to remember you saying he should be more of a man.
Yes. Well, he is an awfully good scientist. Without his reptile pod, my mammal pod wouldn't function, just as the cerebrum can't exist without the cerebellum and the brainstem. He did a fine job of designing it. I'll give him that.
Huh. That sounded suspiciously like praise.
It's merely an objective observation. I like people who possess the will to move forward. I have no time for those who refuse to take control of their lives. Until he does, my opinion remains the same.
Oh boy. Now I'm probably going to see the understanding of some this or some factors on their love relationships with Huey. Yeah, so oh, poor Huey. And poor Dr. Strangelove as well. I thought it's kind of surprising to hear Huey is actually his nickname. That's kind of interesting. Alright, let's see, Cecile.
So, you and Cecile seem to be enjoying yourselves back at that lab.
What are you insinuating? I only kept her because I didn't want our secret to be known.
And the personal baths? You could have left her in there alone and locked the door from the outside.
Yes, well, she seemed anxious, so I...
Now, why would she be anxious?
She was beautiful. I was only admiring her beauty.
She was terrified.
I never meant her any harm. She knew that. I know she did.
But she felt like she was in enough danger to run away.
No matter what I did, if Coltman found her, she would have been... You're right. The truth is, I wanted to save her. But not if it meant forestalling the completion of Mammal.
So you made it easy for her to escape?
Do you really think I am that soft? I'll admit security wasn't exactly tight. It wouldn't have been difficult for her to escape from the building.
Seemed like she had a rougher time after she got out.
At any rate, I never did anything to her to deserve any blame. Is that clear?
Okay. I believe you.
It is a good thing she kind of treated Cecile pretty good. And also let her escape as well. At least she's gonna have time seeing Cecile again in the mother base.
Huey's probably mentioned this, but just to be clear, there's a limit to the parts we can produce here at Mother Base. Therefore, I've built Zeke's AI using memory boards you pulled from other AI weapons.
Will that work?
In the human brain, individual functions are spread across multiple regions. The same is true of AI. Multiple parts sharing the same function interlink to strengthen that function. For example, the more sensor memory boards you have, the greater Zeke's search and detect capabilities will be. Install more movement boards, and you'll increase its mobility.
Meaning the AI's capabilities change depending on how much memory we give it?
Exactly. The more boards you install, the more powerful a function will be.
Alright. Now for the data files. What it's going to be about.
Enter simulation date. August 24th. Location. Selinoyarsk, USSR. Mission. Support a covert agent whose objective is the rescue of a nuclear weapons scientist. Who is the agent? Your student. Your most beloved. Acknowledged. Define current mission progress. With your help, the agent has successfully made contact with the target. All that's left is to wait for recovery. Now, deduce the best course of action. I take the scientist away from the agent. What for? As a gift when I defect. Why are you defecting? To reform my Special Forces unit with my former comrades in arms. No, I don't want to know your objective. I'm asking for the reason. Why are you betraying your country? I do not defect in order to betray America. Betrayal is merely the outcome of that defection. Response time is always slower here. Perhaps she lacks confidence in her judgment. You're a hero in the West. Why should the Soviets trust you? In addition to the scientist, I provide them with a portable nuclear warhead in order to win the favor of a Russian GRU officer. And then you launched it. Launched? The nuke? Me? That's right. At a target inside Soviet territory. Nuclear weapons make my blood run cold. They blot out the future. How could I? Karma. Is it my karma? The karma my mistake has brought upon us? My... Attention. Discontinue forward reasoning. Cross-check with knowledge base. Affirmative. Cross-check complete. Revising conclusion as follows. I steal the new weapons developed by the scientist, and then launch the nuke at the Weapons Design Bureau. Forward and backward reasoning are in conflict. Attention. Return to forward reasoning. Affirmative. Your apprentice returns for the scientist. I send him away. He doesn't give up. I send my comrades to defeat him. All of them fail. Even the GRU officer who oversaw your defection is defeated by your apprentice, along with a new weapon. Now, what is your course of action? I fight him. Why? With your GRU patron dead, there's no reason for you to fight. Why not just run away? I must fight him. I do not see the reason. With a soldier of your caliber on his side, how could the GRU officer be defeated to begin with? Did you betray him too? I've been waiting for a long time. You could switch allegiance from GRU to KGB and take the remaining nuke as a gift. There's no chance they wouldn't welcome a hero of your stature. Drift away. My place is with them now. I didn't ask you that. Give me the basis for your reasoning. Tell me the truth. Politics determine who you face on the battlefield. Why won't you answer me? It's like you were just waiting for him to kill you. I was disloyal. Betrayed my country. I deserve to die. How can you say that? You can't be a traitor. You're not that kind of person. Kill me. Kill me now. Stop it! Stop it! Attention! Discontinue reasoning. One must die, and one must live. Stop it, damn you! Discontinue! Life's end. Isn't it beautiful? Shut down! Always in the same place. Her reasoning goes haywire. Someone holds the key. Perhaps it's him. I'll get it out of him. One way or another.
Wow. So that's probably the reason why Dr. Strangelove is trying to recreate the boss through AI. Yeah, that's kind of a little messed up. Wow, that is pretty sad. See the relationships go haywire badly. Yeah, so it does not look like Dr. Strangelove kind of likes that idea of the boss betraying her own country without any answers. That's kind of very sad.
She told me everything. Why did she open her heart to me like that? At the time, I couldn't understand it. But now, I think I do. Snake, she wanted you to know the truth. She chose me to tell you. That's why she saved my life. I've lied to you so many times, but not this time. My orders from the government were to obtain the legacy and to eliminate everyone who knew the truth about what happened. In other words, I'm supposed to kill you. But I can't do it. Not because we loved each other, and not because you saved my life, but because I made a promise to the boss. And I intend to keep it. I just wanted you to know. And you have to live. Snake, listen to me. She didn't betray the United States. No, far from it. She was a hero who died for her country. She carried out her mission knowing full well what was going to happen. Self-sacrifice, because that was her duty. The boss's defection was a ruse set up by the U.S. government. It was all a big drama staged by Washington so they could get their hands on the philosopher's legacy. And the boss was the star of the show. They planned it so that they could get the legacy that Colonel Volgan inherited and destroy the Shagohod at the same time. Only a legendary hero like the boss could have earned Volgan's trust. Finding out where the philosopher's legacy was hidden was to be her greatest mission. Everything was going according to plan. But then something happened that no one could have predicted. Colonel Volgan fired an American-made nuclear warhead at Sokolov's research facility. Khrushchev demanded that the U.S. government provide proof that it wasn't involved. They couldn't just abort the operation to steal the legacy. So the operation itself was greatly expanded and revised. The authorities in Washington knew that in order to prove its innocence, they'd have to get rid of the boss. And that one of their own would have to do the job. The public couldn't be allowed to find out about it. Not ever. This, they concluded, would be the best way to keep the whole thing under wraps. The boss wouldn't be allowed to come back home alive. And she wouldn't be allowed to kill herself. Her life would be ended by her most beloved disciple. That was the way the government wanted it. That was the mission she was given. And she had no choice but to carry it out. Her death, at your hands, was a duty she had to fulfill. Out of duty, she turned her back on her own comrades. A lesser woman would have been crushed by such a burden. The taint of disgrace will follow her to her grave. Future generations will revile her. In America, as a despicable traitor with no sense of honor. And in Russia, as a monster who unleashed a nuclear catastrophe. She will go down in official history as a war criminal. And no one will ever understand her. That was her final mission. And like a true soldier, she saw it through to the end. But I think she wanted you, of all people, to know the truth. She wanted to live on in your memory, not as a soldier, but as a woman. But she was forbidden to tell you herself. And that's why she told me. Snake, history will never know what she did. No one will ever learn the truth her story, her debriefing, will endure only in your heart. Everything she did for her country. She sacrificed her life and her honor for her native land. She was a real hero. She was a true patriot.
Dang, that was kind of pretty depressing. Yeah, that's kind of sad.
Your current objective is to retrieve the researchers.
We're under attack! Go, go, go! Go, 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 go! Send reinforcements!
Understood. Dispatching reinforcements now.
Go! Go! Oh. Oh. We're under attack! Oh. Oh. Oh.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh. Oh.
They've okayed the request for support. They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak.
Alright, where is that, where's it? Thank you, never mind, for, following on the Twitch channel. And also, I think that's actually the, wait, is actually, that's supposed to be the same, never, mind, from, the same team from Project Cosmos, correct? Ooh, dang.
Time's up. You failed the mission.
Shoot. Shoot. Hey, yeah, thank you first, the follow on Twitch channel.
Your current objective is to retrieve the researchers.
Ha! We're under attack! It's the enemy! Send reinforcements!
Understood. Dispatching reinforcements now.
Oh, yep, there it is. Welcome to the channel, never mind. Yep. Yeah, oh yeah, by the way, I also did kind of posted the, can we, post about, Black Cosmos on my YouTube channel as well. Let's see, oh, God. Where's that prisoner at? Oh, wait, I see a
Fulton
truck.
recovery helicopter is complete.
Oh, crap.
Somebody there?
Ah, there he is.
I know I saw someone.
Okay.
We're under attack! He's here!
Alright, just keep, one. Just need to keep one for the prisoner. Alright, one more soldier. Oh, crud. Alright.
Okay, you're done with that area. Head for the goal.
Let's see, where is the goal?
We're under attack!
Stay out of sight till they've called off the
Oh,
alert.
come on, really?
Forget it.
Shoot.
We'll never make it in time. The mission's is over.
Crud. Now I have to be very sneaky about it.
Your current objective is to retrieve the researchers.
Alright.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
We're under attack! You hear that? Gunshots! It's the enemy! It's the enemy! Send reinforcements!
Understood. Dispatching reinforcements now. Head for the recovery zone. We'll pick you up there.
Oh, I think I heard,
What the? Did you hear that? Gunshots!
ah, shoot.
Understood. Eliminate all hostiles.
Alright. Now that I have to get there.
Come in,
Fulton
HQ!
recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Control! Target lost! Going to alert status!
Understood. The enemy should still be nearby. Find him.
We're under attack!
Ah, crud.
Enemy sighted! Prepare to attack!
Understood. Eliminate all hostiles. Stay out of sight.
Ah, come on, really?
Time's up. I'm calling off the operation. Retreat for now.
Your current objective is to retrieve the researchers. Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Come on.
We're being shot at. Going to alert status.
Understood. Dispatching reinforcements. Proceed with extra caution. Fulton recovery helicopter is complete. Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
We're under attack. He's here. We're under attack. Enemy sighted, preparing to attack.
Understood. Eliminate all hostiles.
Okay, don't move.
We're under attack.
Ah, shoot.
What's wrong, boss? Respond! Boss!
Let's see. Alright, hey, go ahead out. Alright, thank you, never mind. Never mind
Your current objective
For-
is to retrieve the researchers.
stopping by, and thank you for the follow.
Is somebody there?
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
You hear that? Gunshots! We're being shot at. Going to alert status.
Understood. Dispatching reinforcements. Proceed with extra caution. Head for the recovery zone. We'll pick you up there.
Okay, let's see.
We're under attack.
Oh, crud.
Enemy sighted, preparing to attack.
Understood. Eliminate all hostiles. Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
He's here! He's here! Come in, HQ.
This is HQ.
This is Patrol. Target locked. Going to alert status.
Oh, good.
Understood. The enemy should still be nearby. Find him. Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Alright, finally.
Come in, HQ.
This is HQ.
This is Patrol.
Oh,
All
good.
clear.
Understood. Stay vigilant.
Well, no, futon for you.
You did it. Keep it up.
Alright. Alright, snag a lot of soldiers and make it our own.
Snake, we've got a problem. Zadornov's not in
Oh,
his cell.
finally.
What?
He must have used his prosthetic as a blowtorch to cut through the bars. But we've managed to narrow down his location using a transmitter we planted on him. I'm adding a new mission. Find the KGB agent Zadornov.
Alright. Now we're getting to chapter 5 now. Alright. Let's see. That one. That's all. Combat. 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 Missile. Combat. Alright, let's see. We're almost done with these. Alright. Okay, finally. Let's see. Maybe first, let's get to, let's do that pause,
How's Paz doing?
Okay so far. Still shocked about being lied to by Zadornov. But she's actually getting along great with the crew here at Mother Base.
Really? That's good to hear.
Still, it's gotta be depressing for a girl her age to be cooped up on an offshore plant all day. Even if it is only temporary. I bet she'd love it if you took her out somewhere once in a while.
alright. Yep, no, it looks like no new files yet. Let's see. Following equipment cannot be used in this mission. Okay, so it looks like we need to, Alright. Oh! Oh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! No, 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 no. That is not... That is not how I expected that. Sorry, Pause. I did not know. Wow, Big Pause, you did not just do that.
You know, we are finally alone, Snake. Why don't you leave the radio alone for now?
Let's see. Oh, what the? Okay, that was a little bit extreme there, Big Boss. I trying to use I was trying to go for the back, but that is not what I was expecting to do.
You don't want to talk to me? You know, we are finally alone, Snake. Why don't you leave the radio alone for now? You don't want to talk to me?
Oops. Okay, how are we supposed to do this?
You know, we are finally alone, Snake. Room for one more?
Aha.
Over already?
Wait, what? Whoa, wait, that was it? Wait, that was pretty much it? Really? Okay. Okay, that was a little bit weird there.
Package for you, boss.
What?
Yeah, looks like a cassette tape. Don't worry, it's clean. No trace of explosives or anything. Return address just says Eva.
Eva?
Wait,
Someone you
what?
An old acquaintance.
Oh, the plot thickens. Tidings from an old flame?
Don't start, Kaz. Anyway, I'll check it out later.
Okay, just don't go running off after this chick. We can't afford for you to be distracted right now.
Okay, that's weird, really weird. Let's see. Oh, finally can get the one last stuff done. Alright, let's see. Let's see. Let me replay that date thing again. Let's see.
How's Paz doing?
Hmm. Hmm. Maybe I can use this. There, let's see. I thought if I use a camera.
You're going to take a picture of me? You know, we are finally alone, Snake. Why don't you leave the radio alone for now? What's up? Room for one more?
Aha.
Over already?
At least I did not use the, good thing I did not use the, R1 button for this. Alright, let's get to,
Snake, Zadornov has escaped custody. Find him.
Alright, let's get back. Let's get back to the, oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. It's sure that's supposed to be the easy gun. Alright, let's see. No new files. There anything new? Oh, wait a minute. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. We got new messages from Eva. So let's see. How many are there exactly? Alright, 7 of them. Alright, maybe we listen to 7 of them, and then I'll get to the mission.
Hello, Snake. It's been a while, hasn't it? I hear you've been causing quite the ruckus in Nicaragua. Nothing much to report from my end. The legacy's being put to good use. Or so they tell me. But enough with the small talk. There's something I need to tell you. You saw the photo that came with this tape, right? The boss gave that to me. 10 years ago. I'm sorry, I should have told you sooner. I probably should have told you right away. But sending it to you hasn't been an easy decision to make. It's taken me 10 years. Once you've heard what I have to say, you'll understand why. That photo belonged to her. I know what you're thinking. What does she have to do with this? You've probably seen it 100 times in the press already. Obviously, it's of the Mercury 7, the first group of American astronauts, the heroes of Project Mercury. But there were actually 8 people in that photo. One of them was edited out, erased, without a trace. That 8th astronaut, the one airbrushed out of existence, that was her, Snake. Now why did they need to keep her existence a secret? What were they trying to hide? The answer goes back even further. 17 years ago. It was the height of the Cold War. The Eastern and Western blocs were racing to develop space technology to match their nuclear arsenals. In 1957, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1, the first artificial satellite. The Americans were stunned. They'd been led to believe their country led the world in science and technology. That shock quickly turned into fear. If the Russians had the know-how to launch a satellite into space, they could use it to launch a nuclear missile, too. Frantic, the U.S. threw everything it had into the space race. The following year, the Army succeeded in launching the first American satellite, Explorer 1. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration was established that fall, and Project Mercury with it. The goal was to send a man into space, and 7 men were chosen as pilot candidates. The media dubbed them the Mercury 7. They were immediately hailed as national heroes, icons of Western space exploration. But after Explorer, America suffered a series of failed rocket launches. Desperate, the government made a fateful decision. Unable to wait for its space program to mature, they'd steal the Soviets' technology, at the same time sabotaging their space program. You know better than anyone how hard a mission that was. The Soviet space program was shrouded in secrecy. Recovering that information would be no easy task. Using the help of an insider, they'd insert a sleeper agent into the research institute, or else recruit one of those insiders to do the job for them. And, if necessary, the mission leader would have to go in and sort things out themselves. Someone was needed with experience, knowledge, and superior intuition. And the only one for the job was the boss. The president himself asked for her by name. He needed someone who could be trusted with the fate of a nation. Who else to turn to but the hero of the Second World War? It was June 1959. So you see, Snake, that's why she left. That was the top secret mission that took her from you. But her selection ruffled a few CIA feathers. They didn't appreciate the president going over their head like that. The mission was tough enough already, and now the CIA was dragging its feet. She couldn't get anything out of them. No manpower, no information. Left to her own devices, the boss made a decision she knew would come back to haunt her. She decided to tap into the Philosopher's Network. And that's when the wheels of fate began to turn. The Philosophers were a secret society of power brokers formed in a pact between the US, Russia, and China in the early 20th century. Of course, by that time, the American and Soviet branches had already parted ways. But there were those among the remaining Russian philosophers not entirely happy with the one-party communist state. The boss reached out to them. She arranged clandestine meetings in Berlin, hoping to find a way into OKB-1, the Soviets' premier design bureau. She worked tirelessly to win their sympathy, in some instances using huge sums of cash, in others by helping them over the Berlin Wall. It was a dangerous game to be playing. The Philosophers had everything on her, and not just information either. She'd given birth to a child on the battlefield, only to have them immediately snatch it away. I know she told you that story. If that child was in the hands of the Soviet philosophers, she'd be putting more than just herself in danger. But she did what she had to do. At the time, the Soviet Union was believed to have an arsenal of missiles far greater than that of the United States. If that proved to be the case, Moscow would be free from the yoke of nuclear deterrence, raising the possibility that the Soviets might actually launch nukes if they felt it necessary. As you know, the so-called missile gap turned out to be a Soviet bluff. Moscow had gone to incredible lengths to perpetuate the lie. In fact, the whole space race was really just a part of an elaborate ruse. Only we didn't know that at the time. She used to joke that even she swallowed the whole missile gap story, hook, line, and sinker. She put her life on the line, for the sake of her country, to prevent nuclear war. And it was because of her sacrificial efforts that America succeeded in placing a sleeper agent inside OKB-1. NASA began to receive huge volumes of technical data from the Soviet program. By the end of 1959, they'd succeeded in sending a chimpanzee named Sam on a ballistic rocket flight. The rocket never left the atmosphere. But all the same, it was a huge success for NASA, restoring confidence in its technology. Then, just when the operation was starting to produce results, the CIA came calling. "You're a war hero," they said. "No need for you to dirty your hands with this sort of black ops. We'll take it from here." In effect, they wanted to reap the rewards for themselves. But the boss didn't object. "My part is over," she said. "I don't care what you do with the data now." It seemed as if NASA was making great strides toward manned spaceflight, while the Russians lagged behind. They even got a report from their mole at OKB-1. "The safe return of Sam has sent our scientists into a panic," he said. Soon afterward, the Soviet Union sent an animal of its own into space on Sputnik 2, the dog Kudryavka, better known to the world as Laika. But Laika was fated never to return to Earth. The U.S. can recover its spacecraft from the ocean upon re-entry. But the Soviet Union only borders the frozen Arctic. They had to bring their spacecraft down on land. How could they soften the impact enough to bring a living creature back safely? The agent reported that the Soviets hadn't yet found a solution to that problem. The plot to sabotage the Soviet space program seemed to be working, too. First, they tampered with Sputnik 4's re-entry. Then, 2 months later, one of their rockets exploded on the launch pad. They did manage to send 2 dogs into orbit aboard Sputnik 5 and return them safely to Earth. But the agent dismissed it as a fluke. Dogs, sure, but humans? They didn't have the technology. Everybody believed it. Everybody was complacent. Everybody. Except the boss. There was something about the Sputnik 5 schematics they were getting that didn't seem right. Some kind of ejection device on the capsule that didn't quite belong. She couldn't figure out the reason why it was there. What was it supposed to eject? NASA shrugged off her concerns. They figured it was probably meant to eject the flight recorder in case of an accident. The boss pleaded with them to investigate, but the CIA wasn't having it. They probably thought she was trying to reclaim some of the glory for herself. The boss wouldn't give up. She decided to head to the Soviet Union herself, alone, without any backing from the CIA. By the beginning of the next year, 1961, she'd succeeded in infiltrating OKB-1. That's when she saw the truth, for the first time. The sleeper that she'd worked so hard to place was a double agent. He'd been turned by the Soviets and was feeding the Americans lies. But what shocked the boss even more was why. The CIA's access agent had been taking a large cut of the sleeper's pay. The sleeper felt what little he was left with wasn't worth the risk. When he got a better offer from Moscow, he took it. At some point, the Americans' intelligence operation had become an open book to the Soviets. And contrary to what the sleeper had been reporting, the Soviets' manned spaceflight technology was quite advanced. It wasn't until she infiltrated OKB-1 herself that the boss learned the truth about Sputnik 5. After the spacecraft re-entered the atmosphere, it ejected the pilot, seat and all, at an altitude of 7,000 meters. It was the Soviet solution to the problem of land recovery. The mystery device attached to Sputnik 5 was for that purpose. The pilot would parachute down from that high altitude wearing a bulky spacesuit. Crazy, I know. The Soviets knew exactly how dangerous it was, of course. So much so that they gave Yuri Gagarin, the first man in space, a special 2-rank promotion before re-entry. Only Moscow could come up with this kind of plan. With total state control over information, they could easily pretend it never happened in the event of a failure. The boss passed the info on to NASA. It was their worst nightmare. The glory of mankind's first spaceflight was about to be stolen from them by the Soviet Union. It was Sputnik all over again. And the CIA was caught no less off guard. Their ineptitude had caused the fiasco in the first place. The Soviets' deception was brilliant. They'd woven a masterful tapestry of truth and fiction to convince the Americans their intelligence operations were proceeding as planned. No one but the boss could have seen through it. It was obvious the Soviets had some gifted minds working on their side. But that certainly didn't excuse the CIA's massive failure. The CIA wasn't done, though, and devised an ingenious plan to avoid taking responsibility. Luckily for them, a new president had been elected the previous November, John F. Kennedy. As he didn't know the case history when taking office, the CIA was able to feed lies to his new administration. They masked their own failures, placing the blame squarely on the boss's shoulders. After all, she'd selected an unreliable sleeper. They claimed she'd failed to make use of one of the most effective means of controlling a sleeper agent's actions: holding their family hostage. The boss was well aware that would have worked. She told me so later, but she couldn't bring herself to do it. It seems clear it had to do with having her own child taken. She could never inflict the same pain on anyone else. The CIA used that against her In his election campaign, Kennedy had vowed to close the missile gap with Moscow. If America lost the space race, that promise would be worthless. The fact that the president had no links to the philosophers only made things worse. He was completely unaware of the secret networks she'd used to complete her mission. In his eyes, she was no better than a traitor. The fate that awaited her was cruel beyond belief. The order came down from above. The boss would take the official blame for the sleeper's betrayal. More so, she'd serve as the guinea pig for NASA's manned spaceflight program. By then, NASA had gotten as far as sending a chimp named Ham into space. Now came a whole battery of ground tests to pave the way for a human to take its place. High-G tests, zero-G tests, spacesuit tests, simulations in pressurized oxygen environments. Some of the tests were highly dangerous, too dangerous for the Mercury 7, who were by then already media darlings. So the boss was made to stand in for them. She could have refused the order, argued her side of the story against the CIA, but she didn't. The way she saw it, her military experience made her a potentially valuable asset to those tests. She felt it was her duty to accept. She soon proved herself right. The boss was more than just a guinea pig. She drew on her experience to give the staff focused advice exactly where it was needed. NASA's space program took off again. At the rate they were going, putting a man in space seemed within reach. The higher-ups at NASA were impressed with her talents. They took to calling her the 8th astronaut, the Mercury Lady. The photo I sent you was taken around that time. I suppose maybe they were planning to use it as propaganda, the world's first female astronaut. But then, just as things were looking up, they hit a new snag. The government told them to add a window. There were no windows in NASA's spacecraft back then. Ham never saw the stars around him. But Washington insisted. Their sources told them Soviet spaceships had windows. Space exploration as a form of propaganda in itself. After all, what was the point of sending a man into space if he couldn't tell the world what he'd seen? Most of all, though, they simply couldn't have the Russians doing something they couldn't. It was sheer madness, and everybody knew it. NASA was already facing impossible deadlines. Now they were adding yet another element of uncertainty to the mix. Installing a window would both weaken the spacecraft and make it harder to shield the occupant from cosmic rays. They weren't about to put their Mercury 7 golden boys in that kind of danger. So the boss was chosen as the pilot instead. Even if she made it up into space, she was given less than a 20% chance of returning to Earth alive. But she took it in stride, even helping them make the necessary design changes to the Mercury capsule. It was like going to work every day at NASA to make her own coffin. Then, without warning, the U.S. received intelligence that the Soviets had moved their Vostok spacecraft to the launch site. The launch was set for the following day, April 12th, 1961.
Huh. So Eva's kind of mentioning these tapes about the boss. Interesting. So I guess that's probably pretty much the reason why Big Boss is kind of figuring these out from the grave of the boss. Interesting.
America couldn't let the Soviets beat them with Vostok. NASA was forced to cut short the testing process and move the launch date up. They pulled out all the stops to get it scheduled for the earliest hours of the next day. The spacecraft would be launched from Cape Canaveral in the dead of night. For the flight path, They chose a course that would take her as far east as possible. She'd be able to see the Earth in daylight from the window, at least for a little while. The boss climbed into the Mercury capsule, having completed less than 80% of the regular flight procedures. Both the timing and the flight path were risky, and testing was far from complete. But NASA had no other choice. The boss, for her part, never expected to come home alive. She was going on a one-way trip, the American version of Laika the dog. And yet she went all the same. Someone has to be first, she said. If fate has chosen me, then I accept, for my country, for the balance of the world. That's how she saw things. My chances may be slim, but I'll take them. I've accepted my fate. If anyone can get through this, I can. Then, on April 12th at 1:30 in the morning, the boss entered space. It was nothing short of a miracle. First, that she'd made it in an incomplete spacecraft. And second, that her flight coincided almost exactly with Gagarin's. As the sun rose over the horizon, and cosmic rays began to bombard her through the window, she saw the Earth. I think you've heard the story before. It was a world without borders, a perfect jewel. All nations, all ideologies. They seemed so far away. It almost made her laugh, knowing that they'd risked so much to beat the Soviets by a few short minutes. If she'd seen Vostok from her window, she probably would have waved. But the two spacecraft were destined for very different fates. Gagarin circled the Earth and returned to the Soviet Union, safe and sound. The Mercury capsule, on the other hand, deviated from its planned re-entry angle. The addition of a window had thrown the capsule's aerodynamics off balance. The boss's coffin veered wildly off course and began to plunge earthward. The course deviation caused the capsule to miss its splashdown point by a wide margin. It didn't have enough time to decelerate before crashing into the sea. The force of the impact shattered the spacecraft before it started to sink like a stone. The boss used the last of her strength to escape to the surface. Her body was covered in bruises and scorched by radiation. It was a miracle she was still alive. She slipped into a coma and didn't regain consciousness for 6 months. To some, what was worst of all was that she had lost the space race to Gagarin by only a few minutes. That aside, it should have been a proud day for America. Its first manned spaceflight. Sadly, her accomplishment was kept out of the history books. An attempt to save face by Washington. In contrast to Gagarin's orbital flight, America had only managed a ballistic trajectory. Her flight time was much shorter, too. And most importantly, the Soviets had brought back both spacecraft and pilot safely. NASA couldn't even conjure up a half-hearted tale of heroic survival. The coup de grace, though, was the Soviet propaganda campaign that kicked into gear after the flight. The Earth was blue. Those were the words of Gagarin on his return, and the whole world was listening. In the blink of an eye, Gagarin was an international celebrity, earning accolades from every corner. It was a PR coup for the Soviet Union. Meanwhile, Washington could only grit its teeth in silence. They decided there was no value in making the boss's flight public, that it would only make matters worse. So they buried it instead, labeling it a dark mission. NASA and the CIA did everything in their power to erase all traces of the boss from Project Mercury. The result was the photo you see before you. Not a bad job, huh? Not only did they expunge her flight from the records, they denied that she ever existed. And that wasn't the end of it. As an alibi, the military claimed she'd taken part in the CIA's botched Bay of Pigs plot to take back Cuba. And when the boss was finally well enough to return to service, they wouldn't take her back. She was forced to go underground. In the public eye, the boss was still a hero of World War II. In reality, though, she was anything but that. She was a non-person, fit only for the blackest of black ops. In effect, she may as well have been dead. Gagarin went on a worldwide tour in front of millions of adoring fans. The boss, meanwhile, was a walking secret, unable to breathe a word about her experience. The authorities in Washington had this to say: "Why are you still here? If only you'd had the decency to give us a nice quote like Gagarin and then die an honorable death, you'd have gone down as a hero." 3 weeks later, on May 5th, Alan Shepard, one of the Mercury 7, made his own ballistic flight. They sure didn't try to cover up his achievement. Of course, he owed his success to the lessons learned from the boss's tragedy. Before sending Gagarin up into space, the Soviets had used a mannequin called Ivan Ivanovich to test the landing procedure, which would make the boss America's version of a crash test dummy. But she didn't care. "I'm happy to be the dummy," she said, "if it'll help the project succeed. Nothing would give me greater satisfaction." And that still wasn't the end of it. The boss had worked through the anti-Moscow faction of the Soviet Union's philosophers to place the sleeper agent, and at some point, the Soviets found out about it. Yet the Americans remained oblivious to the end. Even the philosopher network the boss plugged into never tipped them off to the double cross. That could only mean one of two things. Either the pro-Moscow philosophers had intervened, or the anti-Moscow philosophers had been turned. Either way, it was a situation their American counterparts couldn't stand. To preserve the philosopher's good name, and to repay her debt, so to speak, the boss once again made her way into the Soviet Union. There, she found herself face to face with the Soviets' own agent.
Alright, last one. Wow, that's kind of pretty sad for the boss to go through with this. Alright, what's the last one? Must be the last hint about the boss. Might be.
And who should she find awaiting her return to Russia? The one who'd turned her sleeper against her. Who'd fed them lies all this time. It was her former comrade in arms. The father of her child. The man known as the Sorrow. He didn't know it was the boss who'd sent the sleeper. Or to be more precise, the Soviet philosophers never told him. Former lovers, forced to fight to the death. One would live and one would die, she told me. That was the revenge the Soviet philosophers had in store for me. If both of them survived, their child would suffer in their place. They were left with no other option. The boss shot him. He offered no resistance. When she returned from the Soviet Union, there was no place left for her to go. She'd sacrificed everything. Everything. For her country. And in return, they treated her like a dead woman. She was made a scapegoat for no good reason. Only because power had changed hands in Washington. Any lesser being would have long since cracked. It was then that one of her old SAS comrades reached out to her. Major Zero. And so Fox was born. She undertook a mission that, well, you should know better than anybody. You were a part of it. 20 days after Shepard's flight, President Kennedy announced that America would put a man on the moon. Without the intelligence the boss obtained, America's space program would never have caught up. Armstrong and Aldrin might never have walked on the moon, but the Americans' gain had cost the boss her health, her honor, and the man she loved. The word tragedy doesn't even begin to describe what she endured. The Soviets continued their manned space flights, and in 1963, Valentina Tereshkova became the so-called first woman in space. It's said they took their cue from NASA's long-buried Mercury Lady project. And so that, Snake, is the mission that kept her away from you for so long. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why not use me as her agent? She knew I'd never even think of betraying her. I think it's because she didn't want to drag you into it. She probably knew what was going to happen. To complete the mission, she'd have to turn to the philosophers, and once she did that, whatever came of it, there'd be a price to pay. No one understood that better than her. So please, Snake, let it go. When she gave me the photo, she left me to decide whether or not to pass it along to you. I know she was torn about it, just as I was. She knew you'd probably blame yourself. Why did she hold on to it for so long? That, I can't say. To remind her of how much it hurt to be erased. She wasn't that kind of person. No. I think she meant it to be a message to you. She had her identity, her life, taken away. But she wanted you, of all people, to know the truth. Snake, you've probably already figured this out, but it's no accident that I'm only now sending you something I've withheld for so long. A little bird tells me you recently made a big decision. You and the boss are different people. I understand that. And I'm not trying to second guess you. I simply wanted you to know what she saw, how she felt. That's all. Keep it with you, Snake. Keep it deep inside. Don't ever forget the path she took. Because you and I are the only people on this earth who know the truth.
Boss, I'm sorry, but I can't.
Oh wow. So the Sorrow is the father of the child that the boss carried? Wow. Wait, so the Sorrow is actually the lover of the boss? That's kinda interesting. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute, shoot. I forgot to put the boot on system. Alright. Alright, chapter 5. Outer Heaven. I thought it's kind of neat to hear
Find Zadornov and bring him back here with Fulton Recovery.
Right.
The enemy's here!
Where the heck?
Fulton Recovery. Fulton Recovery helicopter is complete.
I think I see someone.
Fulton Recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Alright.
Enemy attack! The enemy's here!
Stay out of the water. That's beyond the scope of this operation. Stay out of the water. That's beyond the scope of this operation. Negative. We can't spare reinforcements. You'll have to make do with what you have.
Oh, darn it. Alright, I need to keep one for, the bad guy.
Gunfire! Someone's firing at us! Going to alert status!
Understood. Maintain heightened alert.
Who's that?
This is HQ. Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter. Stay vigilant.
Freeze.
Down!
Wow.
Okay, you're done with that area. Head for the goal.
Oh, shoot. Alright, let's see. Goal.
You did it. Keep it up.
Ugh, finally. I was about to go to that next area, but didn't expect to see him in that area.
So, you found me.
It wasn't hard. What are you up to anyway?
Just going for a stroll.
Kaz, I've got Zadornov returning home.
Acknowledge, Snake.
Alright. There, let's see. Smoke grenade is almost done. There, let's see. Meat. Shipping the last item. Let's see. Shield is almost done. Sonic guy is almost done. Hey, looks like I could probably go to the
Let's get this mission started. Complete the mission and proceed to the Fulton recovery point so we can get you back alive and well. Good luck out there.
Okay, there's one. Alright, so what does Chico mention about love? Exactly. Let's listen.
Hey, what's with all this sighing? You're not your usual self.
Oh, Snake.
Something on your mind?
Huh? No, not really. I guess. Hey, Snake. Girls are funny, you know? You can never tell what they're thinking. They're always doing their own thing. Maybe they really are different from us men.
Whoa, what's this about now? Chico, do you have a crush on somebody?
No, it's not that. I just.
What? Go ahead, you can talk to me.
Whenever I talk to Paz, my heart starts pounding and everything I say comes out wrong.
Paz? I guess she is pretty close to your age.
That ever happened to you, Snake?
Well, sure. Happens to everybody.
Well, how do I talk to her?
That is a tough one. Why don't you try, talking to her like you talk to everybody else?
No, it doesn't work. I freeze up every time I'm around her. Our eyes meet and my face starts burning for some reason.
It's like living on the battlefield. You just have to get used to it. You're nervous at first, but the more you're out there, the more natural it feels. Get your courage up and go talk to her more often.
Oh, okay. Man, girls are more full of mysteries than UMAs.
Oh, you got that right.
Huh. So she has a so Chico has a crush on Paz? That's very interesting.
Your current objective is to retrieve the researchers.
Shoot. Come on. Come on.
Enemy assault! Someone's firing at us! Going to alert status!
Understood.
Oh, good.
Dispatching reinforcements. Proceed with extra caution.
Shoot.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Come on.
What's that?
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Who's that? Gunfire! The enemy's close!
Shoot.
engage.
Understood. Eliminate all hostiles.
Ah, crud.
What's going on, Snake? Report! What's your situation? Snake!
Alright.
Your current objective is to retrieve the researchers.
Come on. Target.
Enemy assault! Someone's firing at us! Going to alert status!
Understood. Dispatching reinforcements. Proceed with extra caution. Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
What's that? Guess not. Who's that?
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Gunfire! The enemy's close! Enemy sight! Moving to engage!
Understood. Eliminate all hostiles.
Who's that? The enemy's close! What's
Alright. Keep one for... Sure. Now I need a... let's see, I need to avoid that one. There, let's see. Up there, there it is.
Mission complete. Folks back at Mother Base will be thrilled.
All right. Alright, let's see. Oh, dang, we got more. Ooh, dang. Nice. All right. Oh, crud. Oh, crud. No, 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 no. Sheesh. Okay, good. Oh, oh. Yes. Oh my goodness. Unfinished needs to be in serious condition. Injury. Let's see. Okay, I guess that one's pretty good. Okay, so it looks like I probably need to,
Let's get this mission started. Complete the mission and proceed to the Fulton recovery point so we can get you back alive and well. Good luck out there.
Alright, so it looks like I probably need to play more, missions so I can get to the, get more, stuff for Chapter 5 unlocked.
Your current objective is to retrieve the prisoners.
Oh, crud.
Shot fired!
Ugh. Thank goodness.
Fulton recovery helicopter
Oh,
is complete. Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Let's see.
Fulton recovery helicopter.
Enemy sighted. Requesting backup.
Understood. Dispatching reinforcements now. Quick, hide!
Ooh, sheesh.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter. This is HQ.
This is Patrol. Target lost. Going to alert status.
Understood. The enemy should still be nearby. Find him.
Wait. Somebody there. HQ, come in.
This is HQ.
This is Patrol. All clear.
Understood. Watch it. There might be bombs planted next to those prisoners.
Wait.
Please, find our compass as fast as possible.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Please, do whatever it takes to bring our compass back.
That area is not part of the mission.
Please, rescue the Frente soldiers.
Oh, crud.
The enemy's here!
Alright, where is the, where the heck is that prisoner at?
Make sure you bring our compass back.
Oh, there it is. Oh, shoot. Ah, there we go. Whoa. Okay.
Mission complete.
I did not
Folks
expect
back
that.
at Mother Base will be thrilled.
Ugh. Man. All right. Rescue the prisoner. Wait a minute. Oh shoot. There's too many of them. Oh crud. Crud. Alright, I'm gonna put you in the intel. That's it. Alright. Alright. Ooh. Great. Nice. Took out the... Nice. Alright. Oh, sheesh. Oh, crud. Ah, no. Oh, no. Nice. Oh, yikes. Oh, my goodness. Alright. Let's see. What kind of items do they have? Wait. There, let's see. I made an exchange. Let's see. I might take this one out. Let's see. Might need to take this one out. Alright. Looks like, probably need to keep, playing Metal Gear Solid. Peace Walker.
Let's get this mission started. Complete the mission and proceed to the Fulton recovery point so we can get you back alive and well. Good luck out there.
Anything new?
Gunfire! Here he is.
Oh, come on.
Negative. We can't spare reinforcements. We'll have to make do with what you have.
The prisoner's been moved to another location. We can't rescue him now. Come on back.
Oh, come on, really? Shoot.
We're under attack. Going to alert status.
Understood. Maintain heightened alert.
Where are they? Here he is.
What the heck?
Enemy sighted. Commencing attack.
Understood. Eliminate all hostiles.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Really?
What's going on, Snake? Report! What's your situation?
Snake! We're under attack. Going to alert status.
Understood. Maintain heightened alert.
Here he is. I just heard. Who are you?
I take care of it now.
Okay, you're done with that area. Head for the goal. Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Oh wait, that was supposed to be the prisoner that disguised.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Let's see. I think that was pretty much it.
Bad news, Snake. Zadornov's
Ah,
on the loose.
yes.
What?
Got him.
Again?
It's funny. We took away his prosthetic and did a full body check. We even increased the guard.
You think he had help?
Impossible. Anyway, I'm adding a new mission. Locate and recover Zadornov.
Right. Another mission. Right. Right, let's see. Right, let's see. Let's see. Alright, maybe one more mission and then I'm gonna end stream.
Snake, Zadornov's disappeared from his cell again. Find him.
Alright, let's see. Alright. Where is he hiding this time?
Find Zadornov and bring him back here with Fulton recovery.
Shot fired! The enemy's attacking! Going to alert status!
Understood. Dispatching reinforcements. Proceed with extra caution. Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Shot fired!
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Enemies close by!
Oh shoot.
Enemy sighted. Engaging now.
Understood. Eliminate all hostiles.
Alright. He has got to be hiding here.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Come in, HQ.
This is HQ.
This is patrol.
That area is not part of the mission. Stay vigilant.
Alright, where are you at? Where the heck are you at?
Fulton recovery to help. Check any out of the way spots. I have a sneaking suspicion that Dornov's around there. Thoroughly search every possible hiding spot. We're dealing with a real escape artist here.
Let's see.
That's outside the scope of this mission.
Where the heck are you at? Let's see. Maybe he's in the other side. I think.
Where the hell did Zadornov go this time? I'm sick of him and his walks. We're counting on you, boss. Stay focused on the mission.
What? Oh, come on. Where are you at? Ah! Found him.
Try using Fulton recovery on him. Okay, you're done with that area. Head for the goal.
Oh, so he was
Mission complete.
hiding here all the time.
Back at Mother Base will be thrilled.
Okay, so he was here all the time.
Kaz, I caught Zadornov.
Impossible. I thought I'd made it. Acknowledged and appreciated.
Alright. 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 Shoot. Alright, alright. Let's see. Alright, let's see. Let me check and see how many Chapter 5 missions are there exactly. I wanna check. How many are there exactly? Okay, so there might be more. Let's see. We did all 2 of them, so yeah. So I guess guess not going to be doing Sin and Punishment next Sunday. Looks like. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe, actually, I definitely do need to go to bed. Alright. Alright, here is the schedule so far. So, Pac-Mania stream will be at, February 9th at 8 p.m. Pacific time on Monday. And then, Warzone stream part 8 will be at, February 13th at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Warzone stream part 9 will be at February 14th at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Sin and Punishment stream part 1 will be at February 15th. No, I did say that I was going to reschedule it because of still need to finish up Metal Gear. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna maybe see if I can just do 2 streams, actually I gotta think about it. I need to check. Let's see. Since I need to do the one for 15th, and the other one probably be at, the 22nd. Maybe I don't know, maybe Maybe I can, maybe I can see if I can do, let me see if I can do a Metal Gear, Solid, Peace Walker, add another Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker stream at 20th. Just in case. Similar like it did with the War Song. Alright. Yeah, so I'm gonna reschedule the Sin and Punishment stream to a later date. Alright, so with that, Super Mario 64 stream part 1 will be at February 16th at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Fire and Path Radiant stream part 1, that is a placeholder date on February 21st at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Alright, here is the rest of the schedule so far. I definitely need to head to bed soon. Yeah, so that's that. Let's see, thanks to new follower Nevermind becoming a new follower on Twitch channel as well as supporting the channel on Twitch channel. Thank you very much, Nevermind becoming a new follower on the Twitch channel and showing support on Twitch as well as helping out the fellow team member from Black Cosmos for as well, Black Cosmos project as well. Let's see. If you're new to stream, don't forget the subscribe button, like button, and ring the bell to be notified on YouTube. For Twitch, don't forget the follow button, and ring the bell to be notified. And for Facebook, don't forget the follow button, so that you miss upcoming streams, support channel as well. And so with that, thanks to the subscribers on YouTube, followers on Twitch and Facebook game for supporting stream, and Facebook watchers / viewers on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook game for supporting stream and watching content as well. So very much appreciate that. Let's see, if you're doing a stream, don't forget the subscribe button, like button, and ring the bell to be notified on YouTube. For Twitch, don't forget the follow button, and ring the bell to be notified. And for Facebook, don't forget the follow button, so that you miss upcoming streams, support channels as well. And so with that, don't forget to check out my stream at merch store description in the bottom on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook game. The link is on the description. I am selling my friend's artwork such as the Office Violin, Banksy, a chibi couple Sarah. That'd be on shirts, cards, cups, cards, Sarah. I'm also selling October and February merchandises in the Spirit More Store as well. So yeah, you can check those out in the Spirit More Store down description below on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook game. The link is down description. Alright, I'm gonna be hanging out and I definitely need to head to bed right now. So yeah, thank you very much for watching stream. Take care, bye bye. I'll see you on Pack Me stream at tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pacific time on Monday at February 9th at 8 p.m. Pacific time on Monday. And so with that, thank you very much for watching stream. Take care, bye bye.